Whether you're left, right, or somewhere in between, you must admit that the petition to call a general election now, which has just surpassed 2.7 million votes in recording. Yes, 2.7 million people have signed this, and it's just not people on the fringes. Many businessmen, lords, big backers, even Elon Musk has shared this. And with the legitimacy of the votes coming in being questioned, or it's just easy to click and sign, anybody can do it, it is a wake-up call, because in no UK government history has a honeymoon not even lasted more than 4 months. When Keir Starmer came in, and during the general election campaign, major news providers actually casted each party's spending pledges, and the Labour Party were essentially like for like when it came to the spending pledges, as with the Tories. And Reform UK and Lib Dems were off the chart with their spending pledges. Now the issue is the Labour Party has come in, delivered a budget for the British people, but this budget has turned out to be an absolute disaster, hence setting the stage for a general election now. Hence people are saying they didn't vote for this. Now this petition is a sheer scale of people, and it's just not the Conservatives calling for it. You've got big backers as well. When you win an election, you govern with integrity. That means earning the trust of the people before, which the Labour Party didn't, because they only got they've got fewer than 35% of the vote, and voters expect leaders to stick to their promises, not shift their policies once they're in power. Now, this £22 billion black hole that Labour keeps quoting, no one can see where it is, because one institute is saying there's a £9 billion black hole, one institute is saying there's a £22 billion black hole, and one institution is saying there's a £40 billion black hole. All we know is that they've raised £40 billion, which is a significant amount of the UK's debt to GDP, by taxing working people. The Labour Party says, no, we're not taxing working people. Well, take it here. The person who launched the petition actually said that he's a pub landlord, and has said, due to the government's increases on things like the national insurance, the minimum wage, and tinkering with business rates and duties, with all these things coming in, the pints are going to have to be raised by a minimum of 25 to 30 pence. This is due to Sir Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves' policies. It's not due to some one and only inflation busting. Like, look at this. Inflation busting pay rises come up to what, £12 billion? I mean, when you look at it, yes, it's right, people are getting paid. However, when they go up and above inflation, when the Bank of England has also said, due to pay rises, inflation is something to blame, obviously, it would cause, well, now inflation's up 2.3%. The biggest driver of that is energy. Keir Starmer said as well, when he got in, energy rates will be slashed within his first year. Again, another reason to potentially call for a general election. You've also got the 1 penny off the pint. This same pub landlord has said that the penny off the pint is one thing, but when your rates are getting increased by His Majesty's government, then obviously you're going to have to pass that on to the consumer, i.e. working people who come to your pub and expect a good money for a pint. There's larger implications of this, and it's just not about their policies, it's trust in the Labour Party leadership. The Conservative Party, when they were in, yes, I do agree, has made a hash of things. When you look at things like defence spending, prisons and schools, the Conservative Party let people down there. But now the Labour Party, which was saying all these things before the election about having integrity, about upholding the promises and the will of the British people, no one voted for this, is what many times they've said when the Conservatives were in power. Now, who voted to raise taxes by 40-something billion pounds? Anyway, now looking at it, Keir Starmer has responded on ITV this morning. He went on there and he said, yes, we don't do democracy this way. I agree we don't do democracy that way, because then every time a petition passes 1 million, then there's something happening. The petition itself is set to be debated on January the 6th, I believe, next year. So it'll be very interesting to see the committee take that in. And the Conservative Party has already called for Sir Keir Starmer to resign and let them show him how things are done.
Mr. Speaker, if he wants to know what Conservatives would do, he should resign and find out. Until then...
I'll decide when there's more.
Every day, people are feeling the pinch. These policies demonstrate a disconnect between the government and the struggles of real working people who've already said that no, this is not what we voted for. No, this is not the Prime Minister we expected. And no, many economists don't think that this was a budget policy for growth. All is expected to be seen, but so far we're not even 5 months on from July, and it is already turning into a tatters. I really am interested in your take on this, so drop a comment and drop a like, because this debate rumbles on by one pub landlord, and is very interested to see how far things have gone.